So for 2 years, Hitler lived on the streets and practiced his oratory and his body language and how to connect with the masses, and then went on to lead a life that got him in the history books. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I haven't given you all the history lesson in a while, and I want to give you a little history on homelessness. 1910, Hitler decided to live on the streets for a while. So for 2 years, Hitler lived on the streets and practiced his oratory and his body language and how to connect with the masses, and then went on to lead a life that got him in the history books. So a lot of these people, it's not a dead end. They can come out of these homeless camps and have a productive life, or in Hitler's case, a very unproductive life. I support this bill. Thank you.
If there were undergraduates from area colleges who were out, at Tennessee Tech, who went to a public park on a Saturday in the afternoon to get sun and fell asleep, they would be in violation of this statute. In the same way that they would be guilty of the same offense that someone who erected encampments would be guilty of. I'm curious whether is the sponsor's intent to have that sleeping in public property, should that be prosecuted in the state of Tennessee? When we see somebody who's laying down and takes a nap on a Saturday afternoon, they fall asleep while they're reading at a public park, I don't think we think of that as criminal activity. But it becomes criminal activity in this just as much as someone who is sleeping there overnight. It does. And I think our expectation while we're passing this language is that some of those violations of this statute won't be prosecuted and some of them will. And that's where we got a real problem. That's not the way that we're supposed to, we're not supposed to give that level of discretion about who gets to be subject to the law and who can be excused from it to our local enforcement authorities.